Smartline is a project funded by the European Regional Development Fund and the Southwest Academic Health Science Network that helps businesses to investigate the possibilities of the use of technology to improve health and well-being. Working with the University of Exeter Medical School, Cornwall Council, Coastline Housing and Volunteer Cornwall, we're able to bring together businesses with communities to be able to explore the potential for products in this area.
Well, it was very clear when I first had my first child, that there wasn't much out there for new fathers in order to get to grips with what happens when the baby actually comes home. So I looked around and I Googled everything I could and looked in the bookshelves everywhere, and I couldn't see anything. So I started to put together lots of hints and tips by talking to a lot of professionals around what would be useful for them to have post-birth when the door was shut and no one else was around, so that as a new dad, you didn't have to rely on pestering the mother to train you to then look after the baby. So I could become part of the shared care aspects of the newborn and take some pressure off her as she recovered. And as I carried on, I found more and more information was needed, and so that's really how it was born. For 14 years I was a probation service officer, which involved working with groups of men for 3-4 groups a week over 9 months of the year on a rolling basis for 10 to 12 years. I got to know very much how to engage men in terms of if you're going to move their understanding forward, and it was their experiences also as the crossroads of your life of having a new child. They had no blueprint of how to care for a baby or what life would be like when a baby arrived. So in part I took an idea from that to really think how all men, really, regardless of where they've come from, how much of a life-changing event a baby is. And that's echoed in the statistics.
So through knowledge exchange, we give them access to academics, but we also give them access to expertise and facilities, and also, community groups, so that they can actually explore what they're developing, the innovation that they're developing. And I think that's really important, that you have that co-creation, because you're not just developing a product, service, or process, in isolation. What you're making sure is that actually it's relevant to the people you're selling it to, and it's relevant to the people that are using it.
So the impact of Smartline was really to accelerate the growth of what we've been doing with the DadPad. So in terms of increasing our sales and increasing our kind of scope of the product, so we could look at new ways of developing our product. Smartline has given us the kind of kick with the funding and the support, particularly around research and evidence base and feedback, and how we gather that feedback to improve our quality control and increase our sales volumes very quickly this year.